Hello and welcome to the third episode of the RNG's podcast. Week 2 of Season of Opulence has come and gone. And Stallion, we've had a pretty good week.
We did have a pretty good week. Less of a good day, but a good week.
A good week in total. So, for those of you who are just tuning in and have never heard my voice, my name's Pandapex.
Now, Stallion, also a truth fact.
Also a very true fact. And what happened Monday?
Monday, technical weapon
We
of
did.
the Revoker. It's a sniper rifle. It's pretty nice. Um,
Yes, it.
we did way too much comp for it. So much comp.
Yeah. We did a lot of comp for it. So as soon as we finished recording last week's episode, we pretty much did comp nonstop.
Yeah, yeah. We
Um,
we set a time. There were a couple times where we were like, okay, it's been like 7 hours. Let's take a 1 hour break and reconvene, and then we would hook back up for another five. You know, it was crazy. So much comp, dude.
so much comp.
And we do
I'm
OQ
comped
for
out.
pretty much all of it, actually.
Yeah, we got a couple groups here and there, but for
I
the
would
vast majority of it,
say
it was duo queue.
less than 10 games with any more than just the two of us.
Yep,
I think that's fair
yep.
to say.
Um, but how are you liking Revoker? Because I absolutely adore it.
I know you do. You've been using it a lot more than I have. I like it a lot. My issue with it is that I'm not the biggest fan of the low handling, but using it with the fitting aspects on my Warlock was super nice. It's very, very crispy. But I still think that my kinetic option is going to fall to the Frigid Jackal, purely because I just much prefer quick draw over snapshot. So Bungo, if you could just change that, or I don't know, just change it on my account, for example, I'd probably use Revoker a hell of a lot more, so much more.
I've been, like I said, absolutely adoring Revoker. It just pairing it with Astrocyte Verse and the Attunement of Fission Middle Tree Voidwalker subclass
Yeah,
allows me to just be super aggressive, super push in super hard because I can blink further and do it more consistently.
for
And
sure.
then also being able to take shots without having to worry about, oh, if it's a perfect shot, I'm not gonna take it because I don't have the ammo. Because that's how snipers are. You take the shot, someone else is usually walking around, gets the green, and then I'm out of ammo.
Yeah.
So Revoker kind of mitigates that on some sense.
Just for those listeners that aren't huge nerds, Attunement of Fission is the Nova Warp tree.
Yes, Middle
So
Tree Voidwalker.
it's very interesting, to say the least. You seem to be having a lot of fun with it. We've been running quite a bit of quick play. I'm almost up to my second reset of the season already.
Yes, I am very much enjoying it. And Revoker, for whatever reason, feels like it has a massive hitbox. I'm not sure if it's the 98 range
Could be.
or or what it is, but I've hit a bunch of like no scope body shots, a
Yeah.
couple collats within the last day,
Yeah.
um, and just it just feels very consistent for whatever reason, and I'm not quite sure why. It doesn't have the highest aim assist, which I'm okay with. I don't mind too much aim assist.
Yeah.
Um, but it feels very consistent as a sniper, and it's less about the rewarding factor of like, oh, I hit the sniper shot because that's what all snipers do, but it's about being aggressive and getting that ammo back.
I think the most important thing is not being scared to take risky shots with it, because if in quick play you're up against a team and maybe some of them aren't using special weapons, so they're not dropping special ammo, or like you had mentioned, sometimes your teammates pick up your special ammo, so you want to kind of preserve it and wait until you know you're going to hit a shot. But with Revoker, it's like, if I hit it, great, I hit that shot, it was ammo well spent. If I don't hit it, nothing changes because I have my ammo back. I'm not being hurt
Yep.
in any way by taking those crazy shots. And I think that might honestly be the point of the weapon, more so than kind of a beginner sniper, air quotes, beginner sniper.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like
But
something
one
like
thing that I
this.
have noticed is if you hit an ally or hit anything that takes damage, like has immunity shields or like a barricade or something, you're not going to get that shot back.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate because sometimes teammates do walk in front of me, and I'm like, I thought I hit him, but apparently I hit you in the butt, and now I got that round's lost.
Yeah. But still,
Which is
those scenarios are kind of few and far between. For the most part, you are going to get your ammo back, so you don't have to worry too much.
for sure, for sure.
Plus, you can always just follow that teammate around, wait for them to die, and then pick up their special ammo.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's why I blink around after you. Such an aggressive sniper, I just assume that someone's going to kill you, and then I steal your special ammo and get killed myself.
I don't know how to segue this.
It's a
but
great
yeah,
team dynamic we have.
It's a great tag team. You know what else we've tag teamed is Menagerie.
Oh. Oh, yeah, we did. With the help of some blueberries.
With the help of some blueberries. I mean, we blueberried in comp, but there is a new Menagerie boss.
There is a new Menagerie boss. He's a big, chunky ogre.
Yeah.
So last week was a Minotaur. This week is an ogre. Who knows what next week will hold for us? I want to find out, because I'm not the biggest fan of this boss.
Yeah, I'm not super into this boss, but I am super into the rewards.
So much so.
Yeah.
Damn it, Menagerie. Why do you have to have such nice weapons?
Yep. And the greatest part is I haven't unlocked all of the weapons yet, which I'm super excited to start grinding for that shotgun.
Yeah, the shotgun is going to be awesome. The machine gun is going to be dope. The fusion rifle exists. It's amazing. I'm very excited for all of that.
I'm definitely excited to get my hands on all of them, but I want to get a Godworld Allstringer first before I start grinding out anything else.
Yeah,
just because
we've both been getting a lot of Allstringers this past couple days, and RNG has not been on our side.
RNG has not, unfortunately, which is a shame.
It is.
I do have a max range Allstringer with full bore, accurized, and range masterwork, but it has triple tap and underdog.
One that I got earlier, which is really, really nice. You were there when I got it. I don't know if I think it may have been small bore, not full bore. Accurized, range masterwork, Eye of the Storm opening shot.
So, I think it was small bore for that one.
Very, very, very solid.
Very solid, yes.
So close to being max range. So very close.
Yeah, and the best part about Menagerie is you can just continuously farm those rolls and guarantee an Allstringer. So like the point of getting a so close roll is nice, but then you can still just keep farming for a god roll.
There's nothing to stop me from going for another one. And the way that I have my chalice set up, I get one of the runes that I input back. So like earlier on, for example, we went into Menagerie. I had 2 runes for the Allstringer, which is the Rune of Desire, I believe. I had 2 runes, but because I get refunded a rune, I ended up getting 6 Allstringers out of that, and still leaving with 1 rune. It was crazy. I got so many guns.
That's rune bonus? The middle column? Rune bonus 2, yep.
Yeah. And rune bonus 3 is going to make it even crazier, because with rune bonus 3... you get a chance at an additional drop.
Yep.
So
you could get 2 Allstringers from the same chalice and then get a Rune of Desire back.
Yeah, you can get 2 Allstringers from the same rune and then get that rune back in your inventory. So that's 2 free Allstringers.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's so good.
I can't wait.
That's going to streamline my farming. It really is.
Uh-huh. Speaking of chalice upgrades, what was your upgrade path?
So obviously I unlocked the second rune slot as soon as I could, so that I could pick what weapon I was getting. And then I think I'm mostly focused on getting to the green runes, which is whatever the first column is. What is that called? The first row. What are they? Why am I blanking on this? Rune compatibility. Rune compatibility 2. So I was very heavily focused on getting to that so that I could go for both the Beloved and the Allstringer, respectively. And then from there, I mostly winged it. I picked up Power and Efficiency 2 so that I could earn more Imperials. I probably should have gone for that a little bit earlier, but I have it now. No worries, doesn't matter. The rune bonus 2 I pushed for pretty hard, and then earlier today I just unlocked the 3rd rune slot for the masterwork.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I went about it is a little bit backwards. Maybe I should have gone for power and efficiency 2 first, but I got ahead of myself, and whatever the case, I have them now, and I'm working on... I actually don't know where I'm going to go next, if I'm being honest with you. I kind of want to go for the blue runes, so that I can go for the shotgun and go for the LMG. But at the same time, I kind of want to go for the rune bonus 3 for the extra drop. But then I also kind of want to go for power and efficiency 3 for the mods, right?
Yes.
So
They're mod.
I don't know where I'm gonna go next. I'll let the winds decide. Wherever the wind takes me. In the
Whatever
chalice.
impulsive choice you want to make.
Yeah, whatever dumb choice I make at the time and then instantly regret right afterwards.
Yep. So my chalice was upgraded a little differently. I upgraded power and efficiency 1 first, then 2nd rune slot, then I did power and efficiency 2 before getting any of the other runes, and because of that I have like 80, no, I have like 90 plus purple runes,
Yeah.
which is absurd.
It's a lot of runes, man. It's a lot of runes.
Especially considering I have like maybe 10 total red runes and 12 green runes.
But hey, man, all the handling master works with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then I started slowly getting up the rune compatibility. I'm a little slow to get to rune bonus. I want to get rune bonus 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But I did recently get the masterwork so that I could start grinding Ausstringers like perfect god rolls.
Yeah.
And not having to worry too much, which is nice.
That is really sad. Like, for example, when we were farming Reckoning at the end of last season, you know, getting spare rations and being like, oh man, this is everything I've ever wanted. And then it's like, reload speed, masterwork. Like,
Yeah.
it's so close. So being able to secure that in the menagerie is really, really nice.
Yes, I do very much enjoy this way of grinding. I'm not sure how they're going to do it next season, and I'm hoping it's something like this because it's rewarding. It's still RNG.
I think targeted
But-
rewards are definitely the way to go, because everyone in the like nobody has used the chalice and gone too easy. Like everyone's just going for the weapons they want. They get a variant of the roll they want, and then they just use that like crazy. And then whenever they do menagerie, you know, they can go for the perfect roll. They can go for an alternate roll. You know, like, we talked about it last week, but I think having the secured loot, like exactly what you want, not in terms of perks, but in terms of the weapon, is just it's the way
Golden.
it's so good. It's so good.
It's very good.
I've
Very
had
good.
so many Owlstringers.
I've had so many Outstringers, so many bad beloveds.
So many
But I
bad
do-
beloveds, yeah.
Very much like this system, and I hope it continues.
Yeah. No, the only thing I
Throughout.
don't super like about it is the fact that I have to do the menagerie first. I still love the menagerie. That sounded bad. I still love the menagerie. The problem that I have with it as of right now is that it's a little bit predictable. I've been playing a lot of Destiny over the last kind of 2 weeks, obviously. And the issue that I have with the menagerie is the fact that the modifiers are on a 3-day cycle, right? The first day, well, I say first day because it was the first day. These were the modifiers of the menagerie. The first day it was up was Iron Heavyweight. Solid modifiers, really good, really fun if you have a good heavy weapon. Then the second day, I believe, is Blackout Grenadier. And then the third day is Brawler Grounded.
Yep.
These are fine. These combinations are fine, but I would kind of like to see some mix-ups. I understand they coincide with the strike modifiers, but I don't know. I feel like maybe the modifiers of the menagerie should be independent, and they should have maybe some of the Nightfall modifiers in there, you know, to jazz things up, add some more stakes, be a lot more randomized, kind of like the way Destiny 1 was when it came to the Nightfalls every week.
I do also think because it's a 6-man activity, there should be higher modifiers,
Yeah.
kind of like that. But
But imagine
I
a
know
match
it can
game.
also be... Yeah, there would be some really tough modifiers, but because, there's 6 of you, and
Oh yeah, for sure.
as we were talking the first time we were talking about Menagerie, um, even with a bad team, you can still finish.
Yeah.
It'll take you longer, but
Yeah,
even
for
with a
sure.
bad team, you'll still get to the chest.
Yeah. Speaking of little personal triumph and actual in-game triumph that I got was completing a full Menagerie run without losing time on any of the activities. It was so satisfying. And something like that probably wouldn't happen if we had like replenish or match replenish? No, not replenish. What is it called? That's a class mod.
Yep. I don't know which mod you're trying to go for.
I don't remember either. Whatever. Reckoning had, the crazier modifiers. But the one where you don't regen, but when you kill stuff, they drop the little pool. What's that called? Why am I blanking on this?
I don't know the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think something like that could work really well in Menagerie because there are so many enemies that as long as you were, killing enemies, you would still be able to heal, but it still adds a little bit of risk if you, choose to focus on one enemy. Like, for example, in the Hunted, if you were to focus on exclusively the Knights and not kill any of the ads, you'd probably fail it because you just would never be healing. So it kind of incentivizes killing all of the things. Not that we need incentives. Killing stuff's fun. But I think it'd be more. I think there are some interesting modifier combinations that could be implemented into the Menagerie that just haven't been. And it kind of bums me out that Reckoning has them and Menagerie doesn't, I guess.
Yeah, agreed. Attrition.
Attrition, thank you. Oh, that's going to bother me all night. I was going to have to go and look it up after the podcast. Oh, weight off my mind.
You know what else happened earlier this week through Menagerie?
Tell me.
The Truth Quest kind of slipped in there.
Yeah, they slipped that right into us into it. They slipped it right into our inventories on Tuesday. Not into our inventories, into the Menagerie, which then went into our inventory. I'm just going to let you talk.
So the Truth Quest, you have to finish the Menagerie,
Yes.
go to Petra, finish an Ascendant challenge, do a whole bunch of different map quests, and then run the Ward of Nothing strike to get some Ascendant relics to form some platforms at the end of the strike to then receive the Truth. And Truth is...
You have to be Ascendant during that last Nightfall.
Yes, once you get to the end after getting the relics.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a while since I've done that.
It's okay. That's why I'm here, buddy.
And the Truth is very similar to D1 Truth.
Yeah.
And by D1, I mean Year 2 Truth.
Yes. And for those of you that didn't play Destiny 1, I feel like I should note there's nothing standoutish about this rocket launcher. It's solid in every way. But the thing that makes it exotic is its ridiculously aggressive tracking. So for those of you that like tracking rockets, Truth is the way to go.
Not only does it have tracking, but it is the only rocket launcher with grenades and horseshoes, which, if you didn't know, gives it proxy debt.
Yeah.
Which is on grenade launchers, but on a rocket launcher, it is...
It is also the only rocket
amazing.
Launcher that has a magazine size bigger than 1. Has
Yes.
3 in the mag.
Which is why it is similar to the Year 2 version, because in Year 3 it got nerfed to 1. Which was sad.
Yeah.
But for PvE activities and for general PvE things, it's a Void rocket launcher. It'll shoot things, they go die.
Yeah.
Like,
They go
it's
die.
fine. But in PvP, having 3 rockets that you don't have to reload, that instantly explode next to blinking, jumping guardians, is quite honestly almost better than Wardcliff.
Big deal. Big deal. I think it has a more effective range than Wardcliff too because of the aggressive tracking.
It definitely has a more aggressive, a larger range, more aggressive tracking, and you can kind of pinpoint it a little better than Wardcliff, because Wardcliff's kind of a spray and pray, but Wardcliff definitely shuts down supers a lot better than Truth.
Yeah. Also, in
So
close quarters, you're definitely going to get more multis with Wardcliff. For those of you on PC that it can move quick enough to do a full 360 with one, Wardcliff shot.
yes, you will definitely find Wardcliff is better, but I'm leaning more towards Truth because I don't typically shut down supers with heavy if I ever pick it up.
Yeah.
So for me,
Plus,
Truth
I know
is
for a
just better.
fact, and I know you're trying to avoid saying this too, you kill yourself with Wardcliff more than you kill the enemy.
Yes, I do.
You do.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I do it too. Constantly. I cannot use Wardcliff because I'm the one that gets dead.
But speaking of heavy weapons, I really like Legend of Acreus. Just
Oh, yeah?
something about it. Something about it just feels so right.
It's interesting because I equipped Legend of Acreus and something about it felt so wrong. Maybe it was the way I was doing those Guardians dirty. I don't know, man. But something about it just felt off.
Yeah, it's certainly got a bit of a learning curve because
Oh,
once you reach
massive,
its
yeah.
effective range, it just does nothing. There's like no fall off damage; it just stops. Damage just stops. It's so
Basically,
silly.
if you're gonna use Acreus, maybe warm up with the tracked cannon first. Just to get used to the kind of range that you're gonna be dealing with. You're gonna want to insert
yeah.
that legendary Acreus inside of the enemy Guardian before pulling the trigger.
Yep, you
On
gotta
the
be
plus side,
right
though,
up on them.
When you do that, and there are 3 of them there, well, prepare to get
They're
a
gone.
triple down.
They're great. It's fantastic. I've gotten a couple lights out with Acreus, and it just makes me happy every time I see that.
Yeah. You've gone lights out with Legend of Acreus?
Twice, yeah,
I
twice now.
I haven't seen those clips. You're gonna have to show those to me. I'm assuming you clipped it.
I definitely clipped it.
Yeah, of course you did.
Um. So moving away from Legend of
Legend of
Acreus,
Acreus versus Truth when?
Truth all day. Legend of Acreus is a fun gun. Truth
Yeah.
would be for the hardcore moments.
No, for sure. I feel like Legend of Acreus in quick play, Truth in comp.
Yes, definitely.
And
But
Wardcliff
for sure
can
you
just go somewhere else.
Wardcliff because skill.
Wardcliff because skill. Yeah.
So
Although now
upcoming,
it might become Truth because skill. That aggressive
yeah,
tracking.
maybe. I've seen it do some nutty things.
Yeah, I started doing some nutty things back in D1. Some things on
I don't think the
very-
tracking is as aggressive as D1, but it's still
You're
better
right,
than
probably
most
not.
tracking rocket launchers now.
I would still love to get a very large map like First Light in D2
Yes.
just to play with the Truth, like exclusively a Truth game mode. Everyone just has Truth. They have ammo all of the time. And there's a big dividing wall, so you can't go to the other side of the map, and you just have to try and truth snipe each other the whole time. Bungie, get on this. Or Epic, get on this. I know you make dumb game modes. Do this.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
So this week is coming to a quick close, and
It's
next
almost
week is Iron Banner.
It is the first Iron Banner of Season of Opulence.
So we have one returning weapon that we care about,
Is there
and
more, is there
a
more than
rocket
one-
launcher that is not Truth.
A rocket launcher that isn't Truth. So just use Truth. You heard it here first.
Just use Truth. Yep. It's the Shining Spear. It's not worth it. The rolls that you can get aren't better than
Truth.
Truth or
Wardcliff?
Bad Omens. Or, like, there's so many other legendary variants that are better than what you can get on Shining Spear.
What
we
Panda's
want
trying to
a full
say?
breakdown.
What Panda's trying to say is that the Shining Spear is not as good as Legend of Acreus.
You're right. You're
I
absolutely
probably
right.
am, yeah. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. You're the weapons guy, so there's nothing about it in terms of rolls that's like super interesting.
No, I don't think it can roll cluster bombs.
Oh no, never mind. Immediate shard.
And as we said with Truth, Truth is the only one that has grenades and horseshoes, so that's out of the question. Doesn't have a magazine size bigger than 1, so there's nothing you can do there.
So just use Truth.
So just use Truth or Bad Omens.
Or Bad Omens, yeah. Zenobia D is also a solid option that I use a lot because it has inherent tracking, while not as aggressive as Truth. Still very useful if you're bad at the game like I am.
Very, very fun too, and I like the model.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the returning Iron Banner weapon that we are definitely excited for, mainly me,
Oh, me
definitely not
too.
just me,
Are you kidding? You're talking to a person that
is
uses almost exclusively Chaperone. You think I'm not gonna be excited?
is the Gnora's Axe.
Ooh,
So the Gnora's Axe, for those of you who weren't around during D1, is a slug shotgun,
year one.
uh, a year one slug shotgun
Yep.
that uh, goes in your energy slot and will have year two mod slots and year two weapon rolls, so it's randomly rolled. The curated version
Yes.
is pretty much the vendor version from last year with Outlaw.
Yeah, so it's outlaw opening shot, right?
Yep, Outlaw opening shot, fluted barrel.
Fluted barrel. Interesting.
Then I think there's rifled and barrel shroud, and it's got assault mag and accuraz rounds.
Okay.
And honestly, I used the good bone struck, not good bone structure, Gnor's axe for a very, very, very long time. It
Yeah.
is hands down my favorite year one weapon.
I will say this, for those of you out there who love Chaperone and wish you had an energy option for Chaperone, Gnora's is going to be the closest thing we can get. I can almost
Yes.
guarantee that. I don't get me wrong, I use the good bone structure. I like the good bone structure, but just based off of what I've seen of Gnora's Axe, because I didn't play during year one. I don't have Gnora's. But from what I've seen you do with it, I'd be scared to go up against you with my Chaperone. So
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
very excited to get that in my energy slot. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have, I don't know, something else in my kinetic, and I'm gonna have truth in my heavy. Use truth.
Always use truth. It's
Always
a
use
golden
truth.
truth.
Yeah.
So
So
what's
what else can it roll?
what's really cool about Gnora's axe? I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'd have to pull it up, but it has a base range of 70.
That's high.
When 75 to 80 is the range cap, and I put that loosely as cap because you can obviously hit past that, but you won't be killing further than 12 meters.
Yeah. But still, 12-meter kill
So,
range on a shotgun is nasty.
for sure, sure. So you really don't need too much. You can spec in for assault mag, you can spec in for fluted barrel, and then have your range masterwork, and that's all you need for range.
Yeah, for sure.
And then opening shot on top of that to ensure that you will get crits when you're slightly off center, because opening shot guarantees a headshot, pretty much.
Opening shot does all. Opening shot. Opening shot does all the work.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I have opening shot on so many weapons, and I adore that perk.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't trade it for the world. A lot of people are talking about wanting luck in the chamber back from D1. I don't think you need that. I think you just need opening shot on everything. Opening shot on every shot, please.
No,
Opening shot on every shot for me and Panda, and no one else. No one's allowed opening shot.
but Gnor's axe is definitely a returning weapon that I'm very excited to see because the biggest gripe that I have with my current Gnor's axe is it doesn't have Icarus.
Yeah, the mod slot is going to be huge on that. So I mean, I assume you're going to throw an Icarus grip on that thing.
I will more than likely throw an Icarus grip on it. Chances are, I mean, hipfire grip is a second option, but I probably won't do that.
Yeah,
Sprint
I
grip is
think.
also another option.
See, because
But I think,
here's the thing that I'm running in my head. Okay, so my Devour Lock with Astrocyte Verse, Gnora's Axe with an Icarus grip and opening shot, and then in my kinetic, maybe my Outlaw Demolitionist Austringer that I'm gonna get tomorrow. Truth. That's it.
in
That's
truth,
my loadout right there, and I'm just gonna be jump shotting fools all day long. It's gonna be
yep,
beautiful.
yep. I cannot wait for this. I also imagine that a lot of people are going to be going for it because it's going to be, excuse me, it's going to be comparable to Chaperone, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
for sure.
exotic.
There are a lot of
You
I've
can,
seen a lot of videos about the good bone structure with the air quotes perfect roll being comparable to Chaperone. I have a pretty good roll on mine, and it's just Chaperone just feels so much better. So I'm hoping Ganora's is gonna kind of scratch that energy itch that I have there.
And you can pair it with, as Style was saying, Austringer. You can pair it with Thorn. You can pair it with Ace, Last Word. You can pair it with other exotic options
Yeah,
that are that you can't do with Chaperone.
exactly. Or, legendary options if you want to run Truth.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just kind of it varies up your loadout
Yeah,
and allows you to be a little bit more flexible.
I feel like there's not a whole lot of reasons not to use it. Unless you don't like slug shotguns, in which case it's probably not the gun for you. But
Yeah.
I'm super excited. As someone that loves Chaperone as much as I do, and I know you love Ganora's Axe from year one,
Yep.
I'm super excited to get this.
And the good thing about Iron Banner when it always comes around is, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like it's weighted more towards the weapons that are available. Like back when it was just Forsaken and Saladin was selling Bite of the Fox and I think Roar of the Bear. I got so many of those two weapons turning in tokens to him than I ever did when it wasn't on sale.
I can't speak to that because I didn't really pay attention, but it's possible.
Because I mean, last season when Wizened Rebuke was up and we grinded out the 500 kills for that,
Yeah, yeah,
turning in tokens, I got 10 in a row.
yeah.
So
I don't know though because I only got two. I just got lucky and got a really good one.
yeah, so
And we turned in about the same amount of
I can't
packages.
tell if it's actually weighted more towards
That
these
said,
weapons.
though, most of my packages did turn out to be armor. So in terms of weapons, I think the Wizened Rebuke drop rate was up there.
Yeah. So with Ganora's Axe being the featured weapon this time around, I think people are going to get good rolls on it, and I'm hoping to get something better than the year one version, so I can shelve that a little bit.
Yeah, I am really hoping that the vendor version is still solid. Like for example, like you were saying, when he sold Bite of the Fox, that was snapshot opening shot, really really good. But if I remember correctly, the barrel and mag options were not the best. Still good, just not the best. So I'm hoping we get something similar, like at least opening shot, maybe not outlaw and opening shot. I will use it, and I will enjoy it.
Yep. Yep. I'm excited. And also coming with Iron Banner is new armor quests.
Yeah, so they're doing away with the bounties, huh? Well, maybe not doing
Yeah.
away with the bounties, but you no longer unlock the vendor armor through bounties. There's now going to be a quest of some sort. I have to imagine it's going to be a PvP related quest, not a PvE related quest, but I suppose we'll see
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
I'm sure it's going to be like complete X amount of games would do capture X amount of
Yeah.
flags.
Basically, like the
Um,
bounties, but not the bounties.
but in a linear fashion instead of,
Yeah.
all at a time. Uh, I'm excited about that only because this time Iron Banner gets enhanced perks.
Yeah, I read about that. We get enhanced perks on Iron Banner armor, which is great for those of us that can't get into the raids.
Not only just the raids, but like Dreaming City stuff gets super boring, and that's pretty much your only source of
Yeah. So
enhanced drops right now.
if you're more of a PvP player and you're thinking, man, I really, really, really want enhanced whatever, but I don't want to grind a whole bunch of PvE for it. Iron Banner next week, dude. Play that. You're gonna get a ton of you're gonna get you're gonna get one piece of armor with an enhanced perk that you don't want.
High hopes.
I'm being realistic here, man. I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist.
So, enhanced perks are super awesome, but what else is happening with armor is if you stayed during the content drought of year one and did all of the Iron Banner ornaments,
The great content drought of 2018.
yeah, yeah, during Curse of Osiris and Warmind, you will actually be able to unlock and use those ornaments that you did during vanilla Curse of Osiris and Warmind,
Yeah.
which is
really
very exciting
I'm
because
kind of hoping that maybe they'll still be a way to acquire them. Although I get it if it's strictly for the year one players, much like the ornament for Redrix's broadsword. You could only acquire that if you got the ornament for the Redrix's claymore back before Forsaken.
yep,
So if that's the case, I'm fine with it. but I would kind of like I would kind of like some ornaments for this armor set that drop in year 2. So that those of, even if they're different from the year 1 ones, you know?
Well, we'll just have to see once Iron Banner rolls around because we know that the returning ornaments, or the year 1 ornaments are returning. So who's to say that there won't be more?
Yeah. I guess
And
we'll
this
never
is
know
only just the
until
first week
Tuesday.
of Iron Banner,
Yeah.
or the
Maybe,
first Iron Banner. So
maybe they'll do
we'll see.
a similar thing like last season with the Iron Burden. Maybe not the Iron Burden. Please, not the Iron Burden. But something similar to that, where it's like, well, if you do this additional thing, ornaments, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that because then you're doing something else. You're pushing yourself for the ornaments. You know what you're getting out of
Yeah.
the ornaments. I do like those type of things.
And this is the same thing we were talking about earlier with the menagerie. I think fixed rewards makes the player feel really good and more motivated to get those rewards, which is why I think pinnacle weapons are so popular. Not because they're particularly great, but because you know exactly what you're getting and you know that there are steps to getting it.
Yes, agreed.
Excuse me.
Agreed. And there is also an emblem. I'm not sure how we're getting that yet.
Me neither. It looks kind of cool though. It's well designed. It looks a lot better than some of the other Crucible emblems.
Yeah, I might go for it. It depends on how what the requirements are,
Yeah.
and if I can get it next Iron Banner. Because if I don't get it this Iron Banner, it's probably gonna happen next.
Yeah. But please, for the love of RNGesus, do not make it show how many packages I've opened.
7.
I don't care how many packages I've opened. Have it say level 50. I don't care. You know, I just tell me how many zones I've captured. No, don't do that. No, I don't play the objective at all. Don't do that either.
-4. Got it.
I've been the cause of the enemy taking those zones. Show me
Yep.
that stat. Show me how many times I've thrown away a zone because I whiffed a super, you know?
Show me how many times you've gotten 1 kill on a super.
Yeah, I got one.
I got one. Uh, so Iron Banner's returning.
I'm
So
actually
Stout,
excited for it. I'm super excited.
I'm very, very excited
This is
for
the
it. If
first time
not
in
just
a
for the
while.
weapons,
This is the
but
first time in a while
because
I've been excited for Iron Banner. Definitely gonna be
yes,
playing
and rewards. It's super rewarding to actually have good
Oh.
things come out of, you know,
it. And of
something that we're
course,
going for.
same as every Iron Banner, extra valor.
Yes,
So
yes, 2 times during the week, 3 times at weekend, from Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific onward towards reset. So if you are working on Broadsword, which we did talk about, you need those 5 resets. Iron Banner's a great time to go in there
yeah,
and do it.
this would be a whole kind of 3 birds, 1 stone. You know, you'd be playing Iron Banner, you'd be working on your resets, and also Ganora's Axe, man. Just get Ganora's Axe and use it with truth.
And use it with an hour stringer.
Use it with Legend of Acreus. Here's what you do. You get yourself a nice Imperial Decree from Menagerie, right? You put that in your kinetic slot, then you get yourself a Ganora's Axe, shove that in your energy slot, and then you go get yourself a Legend of Acreus from a raid and jam that in your heavy slot. Triple shotguns, let's go.
As terrifying as that sounds, I don't think I'm going to do that.
I'm kind of tempted, I'm not going to lie to you.
But that means that we'd have to get you Imperial Decree.
I will do that before Iron Banner, hopefully.
Maybe. We still have a couple more days.
Yeah, we do. I'm a motivated guy.
So Stout, we've been in Season of Opulence for 2 weeks now.
Yes.
There's no Crucible or Vanguard weapons.
I'm kind of sad about that. Last season we had the Last Edition from the Crucible and the Service Revolver from the Vanguard. The season before that, we had Wishbringer from the Crucible and something from the Vanguard. I don't remember what
Nightshade?
that was. Was it? Oh yeah, it was Nightshade. Yes, Nightshade. And I kind of liked that. You know, the returning weapons, or in the case of the Wishbringer, the new weapons being added to the loot pool, stuff like that. But this season we didn't get any of that. So I feel like there's a lot less early season motivation to, say, grind to your first Valor reset. because Shaxx isn't offering you anything. It's not saying, "Oh, get to legend and I'll give you a cookie."
Yeah, there's nothing incentivizing people to go into these playlists and do these things now.
It also
Um,
kind of sucks if you already have your preferred role for all of the weapons that are already in the loot pool. Nothing new has been added, so any tokens that you had saved up at the end of last season are completely going to the wayside. You just have to hope for the best next season. Kind of sad
yeah,
about it.
I'm kind of sad about it, but my Vanguard rank is well over 600 now, so I'm kind of also happy
Yeah,
about that.
right. Yeah, for sure.
There's so many tokens.
So many
So
tokens.
many tokens.
And hey, this just means
Uh,
that I have all season to save up, and then next season get so many new weapons. It's gonna be
yes, with Shadow Keep, which is super exciting. We'll
Yeah.
discuss that in a future
for sure.
podcast once we
100%.
get a little bit closer. Also, I mean, really, I just wish there were returning weapons because there's so many year one weapons that were decent
Yeah.
that just never got brought forward.
I feel like there are a bunch of weapons that I still see people using from year one. Like earlier on, we mentioned that you use a lot of Ganora's axe, but that is coming back. But then there's stuff like the rocket launcher, the Vanguard rocket launcher. Why can I not think of the name of it?
Curtain Call?
Curtain Call. Thank you. I get killed by that in PvP all of the time because it's still a very solid rocket launcher. So I think
People,
if it's something like if it's a fan favorite, I really think they should have brought it back with random rolls.
yep. People also use Midnight Coup a lot, even though you can still get the same roll on Spare Rations, which is a direct upgrade, or Austringer now.
I was actually
People,
discussing this with someone earlier. They were like, "Hey, can you explain the whole Midnight Coup thing to me?" I was like, what do you mean?" He goes, "Well, I got the Midnight Coup the other day, and I've been using it, and I don't understand why everyone loves it so much." Like, well, it was really, really, really good in year one. That's it. At this point, it's pretty much just a nostalgia factor because there are so many weapons that outclass it, in my opinion. I mean, if it's still your favorite weapon, you rock your Midnight Coup. I'm not going to judge you. I have a friend who is so in love with the inaugural address that he refuses to use his God Rolled Lost Perdition. Hate him.
Sounds like you're a little mad about it.
I've been grinding.
But
I have a really nice one, but I was grinding for just a perfect one, and he has it, had it. He dismantled it because, oh, why would I use this over my inaugural address? I hate you.
But
So
yeah,
yeah,
there's so many.
if you
There's a
love
ton
year
of
one
good weapons
weapons,
from year one that
yeah,
just
there are.
haven't gotten brought forward. It's kind of unfortunate.
It
We did
is,
see
yeah,
that
it's
a
a little
little
bit
bit
sad.
with Black Armory when they brought back,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Balligant.
yeah. The Balligant, the Swift Ride, the Show of Force,
Yep, Show of
and
Force.
the Last Man Standing. I believe that's all of them. I can't. There's a grenade launcher as well. I don't remember the name of the
The
grenade launcher.
Acantha?
Yes.
Something difficult to say. um, but yeah, stuff like that, returning weapons,
Yeah.
even if it is just slightly tweaked like the Black Armory weapons were, it's still rewarding. Like, hey, I remember this. This was cool.
Yeah, and for those
This
that
brings
didn't
back-
play during year one, we get to experience because I didn't play a lot in year one. I played toward the beginning of Destiny, and then I took a huge break. Right, so when I got the Swift Ride for the first time, I was like, oh, I do actually remember this, but I never used it. So I finally get to experience the weapon, and it adds more weapons to the loot pool. It adds more unique ways for people to grind for weapons that they want without having to come up with new innovative weapons and perks. Just
And it
take
also
the
just
year
kind
2
of
perks and
diversifies
slap 'em on
things.
year one weapons. That's
It
fine.
also
by me.
diversifies things so much where
Oh yeah, for sure.
there's now three new I shouldn't say new, but year 2 390 pulses.
Yeah.
The Bygones, the Swift Ride, and the Last Perdition.
Mm-hmm.
And even though 2 of those are returning,
Yeah, 2 of those.
it
are
still
returning.
just diversifies things where,
Well, 'cause
hey, I
that's
want
the
a
thing
390
is,
pulse.
I really like 390 pulses. I mean, the entire time we were playing comp, I never didn't have a 390 pulse on. Either I was using my Bygones or I was using my Swift Ride. right? I
Yep.
love that archetype so much. It's so versatile, and it's a great beginner archetype for pulse rifle users. So having those return and having more options for them was really nice for me, because if Last Edition hadn't come back, I would still be using my Outlaw Headseeker Swift Ride, which is a booty roll.
Yep,
Because
but
there
it
was
still
no
does
realistic...
work.
Oh, it still does so much work. It's such a good gun. The base stats on it are insane. This is a chat for another day. One day in the future, maybe when there's a little bit of a content drought, we'll go over our favorite weapons of all time or something, you know?
For sure. For sure.
But my point is, I love 390s. So with Last Edition being added, it was like, okay, cool. So if I want a good 390 in my energy slot, I could farm Crucible. You know?
Yep.
And eventually I got one. I have one now. It has stuff on it. It has a stability masterwork, which is nice. It's a really good gun.
I think it has extended mag and
Yeah.
SPO 57 and
SPO 57, extended mag,
Outlaw?
Outlaw kill clip, stability masterwork.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm almost tempted to throw a backup mag on it just for the memes.
Um,
Because it already has a 45 mag.
Stupidly.
Yeah. So I, just bring back some other old weapons that people like, you know?
More weapons. Just more weapons. More loot.
We don't even care if it's recycled. What is it? Why am I blanking on this now? The raid in D1, Taken King. Kingsfall. Do what Kingsfall did. Give us a bunch of weapons and have, like, one perk fixed. And be like, because year 1, this is fixed, but the rest of it is completely random. I don't know, something like that. Just give us more options. That's specifically talking about if they were to bring back raid weapons. Sorry, that was an incomplete thought.
I thought you were going more towards Wrath of the Machine, where it was pretty much year 1 weapons, gunsmith weapons just brought upwards.
No, because I didn't like Wrath of the Machine, so I didn't play it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I know you like Wrath of the Machine a lot. We'll talk about that another time too. Destiny 1.
Destiny 1, we will.
But,
we will.
Speaking of all the year 1 returning stuff, the Bright Engrams. Best of year 1.
Yes.
How do you feel about them?
I'm okay with it because it rounds out some of the things that I missed, because I came over to PlayStation a little later and I had my time split between PlayStation and Xbox.
Sure, so there's some stuff you have on Xbox that you really wish you could have had on PlayStation, and vice versa, I suppose.
And vice versa, yep. So there's some things where like the Dawning, for example, I only did the Dawning on Xbox.
Yeah.
From year 1, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't get the same stuff on my PlayStation account, because now I'm fully on PlayStation and not on Xbox. So like, for me, it's tough.
Yeah.
And I know you didn't play much during year 1, so for you this is all
this
new
is amazing.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting the other day I got the Jade Rabbit ornament, the pink one. It looks so anime. It's so very kawaii. I love it.
Yep.
And then there's also the Vigilance Wing one from year 1 that I never got, that I really, really want.
Yeah, there's a couple returning ornaments, there's a couple returning emotes, ships and
ghosts,
shaders
sparrows.
and stuff. So all of it's like, it's very nice, and I do enjoy it because it, rounds out my collection, but at the same time I do wish there was more.
Yeah, I don't know. Specifically ornaments, right? I like to make my weapons look as badass as possible. With they could be huge game changers. For example, let's talk about the Vigilance Wing for a second. Both of us a few weeks ago went ahead and put in the effort to finish out our Vigilance Wing catalysts.
Yeah, before the season began.
Yeah, I would not have done that if I didn't have the ornament for it. That it changes the sights.
Yep. It's huge.
It is huge. It changes the gun from pretty good to, honestly, a player. I got a Wii ran with it just purely by accident. That was really cool. It was my second Wii ran ever. And I got it almost exclusively with Vigilance Wing. And I attribute that entirely to the ornament, because if I didn't have the peripheral vision that I have with the sights on the ornament, I would have died way more. So
we also got some hate mail when I used it. It's fun.
Here's a funny thing about hate mail. We were talking about this the other day in a Discord that we're in. Hate mail is stupid. People are always
Silly.
gonna complain about stuff that they have no right to complain about. You know, like, oh, chaperone is such a crutch, but it's like, is it though? And you know, so we're always gonna get hate mail for using something that one player just slightly doesn't like. And I think that's hilarious. My favorite thing about Destiny is, you know, you can use any weapon. Maybe not well, but you can use any weapon. So when you get hate mail for using a particular weapon that you're not comfortable with, or, you know, maybe isn't the best, seen as the best weapon, there's something really satisfying about knowing that you pissed someone off with that weapon.
Oh yeah.
It's like an ego boost.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a massive ego boost. Like, I'm not great at this game, and then you get some hate mail, like, oh, I'm so much better than that guy. Which is, it's a lot of fun.
It is. It is. But we are running out of time.
We are. The clock's
So,
ticking.
Stallion, where can we find you?
You can find me trying out all these tasty new loadouts that I've been talking about at twitch.tv/SirStallion, or on Twitter at SirStallionTTV. Also, we're going to put a link in the description for Minor Panda's shared PS4 Scrim server, where you can find both of us fairly active in there.
You'll find us both fairly active, and we do PvP quite a lot. So if you do PvP or you're interested in it, coming up with Season 8, we have quite a bit of time to get ready for all of the new sandbox changes that are coming down.
Come hang out with us. Show off your stats.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
For sure. Where can we find you, Panda?
So you can find me on the YouTube channel that you were watching this, youtube.com/pandapex. I don't think it's actually /channel. Whatever. You're here. Just subscribe, please. I need it.
Like, subscribe, share to your friends, turn on that notification bell. Smash like, actually. Don't just click it. You smash the like button like a real gamer. Let's go. Sorry,
no.
that was unreal.
That was so cringy.
Yeah, I know.
You can also find me at r/ShardItKeepIt on Reddit, as well as on Twitter, very infrequently at PandaPax. I think it's at Panda_Pax. I think I said it wrong the last time.
I did say it wrong the last time, but I don't remember if that is also what you said last time.
I'm not sure. I've got too many things. I'll link them all in the description below. Please just don't listen to my
Don't
words.
listen to us. We're silly. We're just a couple dudes who play the game poorly.
Way too
and
much.
talk about it like we know what we're talking about.
Anyway, we will see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening.
Later, nerds.